This week on Checkpoint.
Ngwateng aina mafestere fulurwate mufatsa e shapo aya plasteriwa pula hena ya nela.
The workers' bathrooms are bad. It's not a bathroom where you can say a normal human being can go to.
The poverty and alleged abuse of farm workers.
Hulle eet al my groente, hulle gebruik die elektrisiteit mahala. En hoe?
This is Checkpoint and I'm Ngepile Mabuse. Farm workers remain among the poorest of the poor, often living in conditions that show little regard for labour legislation and working under a system rooted in colonialism, slavery and apartheid. This week, Sungane Phiri and Ashley Market travelled to a farm in Brits in the Northwest Province, a hidden world where workers are often afraid to speak out.
Agriculture in South Africa contributes about 10% to formal employment. But it's a sector in which the gap between the haves and the have-nots is still glaring. Despite their contribution to food security, farm labourers are often treated with disdain.
Ke thomile bereka ke sa signa contract ka hore ke grille ntse ile hore a hona batho ba signang di contract mo farm.
Dipuo Wales has been working at Modelpark in Brits for 12 years. She lives on the vegetable farm with her partner and 2 children.
Nako ke thomo bereka mo ka 2007 ne re gola ka beke ne re gola 150 ka beke.
In 2018, the minimum wage for farm workers was set at 3,169 rand a month, although Wales earned 3,000 rands, which is just slightly below the minimum wage. She says 700 rand was deducted for accommodation and food. According to the Basic Conditions of Employment Act and Sectoral Determination 13 for farm workers, an employer may not deduct more than 10% from an employee's wages for things like accommodation and food. It also specifies that accommodation must have proper roofing, windows, electricity, water and proper sanitation facilities.
Ngwateng aina mafestere fulurwate mufatsa e shapo aya plasteriwa pula hena ya nela. Chelta ka I maintaining tlupila cause le di vegetables tse re di tsayang di bereka ke rona, and then herenya ka maybe tomato or spinach ba re fa dio tse di bodileng di 8 fal.
Tanga basa na 6. Zvose zvitenge tichishanda basa remumunda tenge chisakura chinonga tamati, green pepper.
Zimbabwean national Esther Manyemo also works at Modelpark. She's been employed here for the past 5 years.
Tikairiwa muswa 28 April. Atinambosaina, atinambotogwa kuenda ku office tankoeriwa.
She says she wasn't told how much she would be earning or what her job requirements were.
Payslip yangu yaine 2.1. Ndo mari yandakawana iripo pa payslip. Asina singambozivi kuti ndinohora mari.
Foreign workers are generally softer targets for exploitation.
Apa ndo pandinogara apa, ndo pandinorara nemwana. Ama ndo chikafu changu chiri pazasi pombedha. Chimwe chiri papa ndo pendinobikira. Apa panobikirawo vamwe tenge tiri 8 munhu, apa panobikirawo vamwe. Apa ndipo umwe apa. Todivide nemaketeni. Tinogura apa maketeni kuti irumu yeumwe. Saka apa ndo paanorara. Asi zvinotigwadza kuti tinobhadhara mari yemagetsi. Magetsi achatishandisi. Tinorwadza asi zvokuita hatina. Hatigoni kusimudza musoro hapana chekuita.
In January, Modelpark workers confronted their employer, Ogert Werner, during an unprotected strike. Werner has been in the farming business for over 20 years. His estate, Modelpark, is made up of 19 different farms. Werner has contracts in place with major retailers like Pick n Pay, Spar, Shoprite, Pretoria and Johannesburg markets. Werner came out during the illegal strike to address workers.
I think just stand a little bit nearer so all that people at the back also can hear.
In the crowd was Tebogo Madumo. His previous employer sold the farm he worked at to Werner in 2010. He has been a farm worker for 12 years. While working for Werner as a tractor driver, he earned 3,200 rand. Wales also took part in the protest, representing workers in her capacity as a shop steward.
Ne renali union barki Luisa. So union ebe nente ba negotiate ka taba increase hore makwa a rokeletse chelete. So ebe na hore re ya ko officing di shop steward as for ke shop steward teleng. He re tsana ko officing ra bolela le management le HR high.
No agreement was reached. The workers became agitated and private security was called in.
One of the white guys about PPS, never with the PPS security more to level the situation or area. So they talk from opposite side they are strike gets las kuntir. Abam pizza put sort of with Sahalanga Matalo seats. The time and Taro cannot tell at Silava Joina, Kekuga di bullet the Gomora, because I'm like a level get to Mama Graylor. Akonogram to never open a fire balava and Suragamorgata is a trogget sabe. Kevatlavan Tunsamos European 2 bullet.
Madumo was shot with rubber bullets. PPS security told Checkpoint that they had to use force because protesters were throwing stones at them. When Madumo returned to work the next day, he was charged with gross misconduct. Following the disciplinary process, Madumo, Wales, as well as 4 other employees were dismissed with immediate effect. They were shocked to learn that they would not be receiving any benefits.
Na ko ba re ko ba mo mmerekong ne ba re file fela tšhelete e re bereketseng for matsatsinyana ao. Ke yone ba re file ga ba re fa sipa ba re fa next blue card or the package ba re fa next.
Although Wales was fired, she's allowed to continue staying on the farm pending the finalization of her CCMA hearing. UJ Labour Law lecturer Khomotso Mokoena says the discretion to dismiss an employee is done in line with company policy and does not necessarily have to be preceded by warnings.
It's not necessarily that people need to be warned for every transgression. It depends on what it is. It depends on how egregious the transgression may be.
The only benefits a dismissed employee is entitled to is what they had been contributing towards during the course of their employment, like pension and UIF. All the Modelpark employees we interviewed had proof that monies were being deducted monthly for UIF. But none of the illegal immigrants working there will be able to claim this money because currently UIF benefits can only be traced through one's South African ID.
Everybody in this country has the right to fair labor practices. Everyone. So it's not every South African, it's everyone. And it doesn't really matter whether or not you're documented or undocumented, you still have access to the same rights, employment rights that every other employee has in the country.
When we return, is self-regulation the answer, or should the Labour Department flex its muscles?